What's going on, everyone? Macho Man Matty Savage here from the SmackTalk team. Alongside me today, I've got Insider BA, Dan Go, and Tim O. Guys, we are here to talk Fastlane. We're on the Fastlane to WrestleMania. It's, 2 weeks away? Insider BA is going. It's official with the enforcer Nate himself, who isn't here, but the show goes on. Guys, 7 matches on this card. The build to WrestleMania is beginning. It really kicked off this past Monday night on Raw. If you missed my Raw recap, go back and check that out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You want it, we got it. It's that simple. So, guys, any quick thoughts before we jump right into this card?
This card is whack. That's all I got to say.
Ouch.
Just looks like a jumbled, put together pay-per-view.
It's strange having another pay-per-view 2 weeks before WrestleMania, like stealing the thunder a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is more related towards the whole Peacock thing because, as you guys all know, WWE Network is gone and Peacock is the new home. So,
yep, it's like a trial run.
Get the people going a couple weeks before WrestleMania. You better knock this pay-per-view out of the park, or you might lose some potential viewership for your biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Exactly.
So, it's going to be interesting, so we will see. Let's jump right in. First match, this is one that just got announced. Seth Rollins will be taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. If you guys haven't been watching any of SmackDown, I haven't watched much of it myself, just some reading up on it. Rollins is back, obviously. He's been kind of feuding back and forth with Cesaro. They haven't had a match yet. Look like they're building that towards WrestleMania, but before then, Seth is going to take on Cesaro's former tag team partner, Shinsuke Nakamura. So hit me with what you got on this one.
So real quick, it's actually a dream to have both of these guys in the same ring going at it. It's pay-per-view quality match when you get these two superstars together. I'm going to enjoy this one. So for Fastlane, this one has got me hook, line, and sinkered because it's such a great build. It's a great match. I shouldn't say build. Real quick, Seth Rollins has too much going for him right now. He has to keep winning to get to WrestleMania, so I am going Seth Rollins.
I agree with Dan Go. I like the matchup, and I disagree. I don't think there's really been a good build-up. Obviously they're building it up for Cesaro, but these two going at it should have been built up better because, a lot of people want these big matches. And the one thing about Fastlane, like we usually shit on these kind of pay-per-views, but sometimes they end up surprising us with the matches like this one. This could be match of the night. I also have Seth Rollins winning, because he's going to beat up Cesaro's old partner. And there we go. We're setting up that next match.
Exactly. I think exactly agree with you, Tim. And I have Seth Rollins winning as well, and I see Cesaro coming out at the end of this or something like to really set up the whole Mania. That's been the build for Seth Rollins and Cesaro.
What if Cesaro's interference factors into a Shinsuke Nakamura?
I did consider that, but the fact that this is just like so quick of like an announcement of a match, it's just like. Granted, I haven't watched SmackDown, so I don't understand why this match was announced. But I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins because he's Seth Rollins. And Shinsuke is just he's on the back burner, just chilling. He don't care. As long as he's surfing in Florida, he's all right.
It's unfortunate for Shin because he had that little push going for him where it looked like he was going to challenge Roman Reigns next, and here we are. I'm going Seth Rollins as well on this one. I agree with pretty much all you guys said. Seth can't really lose at this point, in my opinion. And, yeah, I guess he's going to have Cesaro coming on deck for WrestleMania.
So can I just butt in with what you just mentioned before that Shinsuke looked like he was being billed to face Roman? To be honest, that was that spot in that like tournament or turmoil match, whatever they had going on, beat the clock. I'm not really sure. I can't remember, but that spot was supposed to be for Cesaro. And Cesaro didn't resign or renew his contract. I still don't think he has. I can't remember off the top of my head. But
I think he has.
You think he has?
I think he did.
But the thing is, at that time, Daniel Bryan wanted Cesaro in that match because Daniel Bryan had like pulls the strings band in the backstage as like a road agent too, and Vince is like, you didn't renew your contract, so we're going to put shit in the match and give him the moment. So that honestly was just like in the spur of the moment. There was nothing coming for that for Shinsuke.
I
Real
can
quick
confirm
before
that
you
he
move
did
on.
sign. He has re-signed.
Yes, nice.
Yeah.
Confirmed. Real quick before I move on, man, can we just all agree that WWE has dropped the ball again on taking two superstars at pay-per-view heavyweight quality contender matches and they give us this? Like, if you look at any other wrestling organization, NJPW, AEW, when they have superstars of this magnitude, they make it worth it. You put anybody against Shinsuke, it should have that main event NJPW feel. I know there's no crowd, but man, this thing could have so much potential, and we have it at Fastlane. What?
We on the Fastlane of WrestleMania, baby.
Fastlane and changing this channel.
Good God Almighty. Guys, next match I got on this card. I think we'll fly through this one. We just saw it this past Monday night on Raw. Riddle defended the United States Championship against Ali, and he won. And why not just get the match again? So we're going to get it again at the Fastlane pay-per-view, and I will gladly kick this one off and say that Riddle gets the dub because that's it.
Who cares,
Yeah.
right? I got Riddle as well.
I'm gonna go Riddle as well. I can't believe they're doing it again, right after having it on TV. That's
Yeah,
WWE though. That's their
Good
motto.
match. It was a good match on Raw, but
the problem is they're going to literally copy and paste that exact match. You're going to see the same type of spots on Fastlane. Matt Riddle's going to take the win again. I honestly don't think they have a plan for where Matt Riddle is going to go. They don't have a plan. They obviously don't have a plan for Ali and Retribution. They just don't. Like,
there's a plan.
from where Retribution started to where they are today. Wow, what a curveball. And it was whack before. When they first came in, it was stupid. Fast forward
awkward.
to today, it's more stupid. Now you add a little spring of awkwardness in it. I'm over it.
Yeah, I think the slow burn of Retribution coming to an end is happening soon.
Good.
If you give me that at Fastlane, cool. It made this rematch worth it to me. But
right.
Until then, nah, garbage. Moving on. Women's tag team titles on the line. Nia Jax and Shayna Bazer defending against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Boy.
Oh, he's a zoosh.
Man, I hate this. Let me tell you why I hate this. We are weeks away from WrestleMania. We have Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. And I understand this pay-per-view is called Fastlane. So why the hell do we have both of these women tag teaming when they should be feuding? They should be building up. Oh, my Lord. How do you drop the ball like you are right now? You have, since Royal Rumble, to build something all the way to WrestleMania, but instead you're going to pair them up for literally 100% of the time before we get to WrestleMania. What? We're going to have 4 weeks of you're not my tag team? No shit, you're not my tag team. You got my belt and I need that thing. What are you guys doing, man? It's the worst route possible. I have Shayna and Nia Jax winning just because I can't let the tag team belts interfere with the WrestleMania Women's Championship match. I just can't have that be involved. I have Sasha Banks taking the pin, and then that's what's going to start their feud, and it's going to be ridiculous.
So, go ahead.
So I read something or I watched a video where I forgot who it might have been Stone Cold and someone else or Shawn Michaels and I don't remember.
Was it Stone Cold and Triple H?
I think it was Stone Cold Triple H maybe. It was an old WrestleMania and Stone Cold, they were both tag team champs. No, scratch that. It was Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. Wow, what a fast forward right there. It just hit. It was Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. They built
just went into the fast lane.
They built it as the first ever WrestleMania match where tag team partners faced each other. This is back when Eddie was still good at the time. This led into their SummerSlam rematch with the custody of Dominic. But this is WrestleMania 21, and it was Eddie versus Ray, tag team champions going at it to see who's the best. And then it led to Eddie's heel turn. But I don't know if that's the direction they want to go with this, because now they want to do it with the girls. But it's just I picked Sasha and Bianca Belair last pay-per-view they had this crap. And, of course, if they wanted to do something, they should have done it then. Because now you would have, I think it was Elimination Chamber. It might have been, it's probably Elimination Chamber, where you could have had a few weeks of this build, bang, then Sasha turns heel. Oh, my God. Hey, we lose the titles. Oh, crap. Or this pay-per-view should have been Sasha and Bianca Belair defending their titles against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Bang, Sasha turns on Bianca Belair gets pinned, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler win. Instead, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler won last month, and here we are again for no absolute reason. They just announce it. And it's going to lead to Sasha turning heel just because we're 3 weeks away. We are 3 weeks away from WrestleMania, and they got to focus on that. I pray to God they don't go in the direction of the Eddie versus Ray where they win the titles, but I have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler retaining with Bel-Air getting pinned.
So I think this is like a culmination of multiple problems. One, WWE does not know how to book the tag team division for the women, because I feel like all the time the Raw or SmackDown Women's Champion is teaming up with their partner to face the tag team champions, or they are the tag team champions. Just like recently it was Sasha, Charlotte, and Asuka.
Awesome.
Right? They were tag team champions and they were feuding with each other, and they were going to face each other for the belt. So now we're doing the same thing. I don't think they're going to put the belt on Sasha and Bianca Belair. I think Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler retain, so that's my pick. But the other problem also is they can't book two faces. Like, we have Sasha and Bianca both faces, and like, you're not going to have them feud. You're just going to have them team up and go for the tag team titles. Like, can we get a build of two faces against each other? You don't have to have a good guy and a bad guy. You can just be like, I'm better than you.
The last time they did this thing was AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania 34, I believe.
Right. It's just like that worked.
It led to Shinsuke's heel turn.
But like, just two faces can face each other, have a good feud, and walk away both faces. Like, you can do that. You can do it.
Oh.
It's not against the rules. That's my knowledge.
And you know why you
get right in this shit.
You know why you can get away with that? Because it happens in real sports. Like, it happens in boxing. You have two guys that are good. If WWE wants to make this a sports feel, it's not like boxing, MMA. It's not there's an evil guy and there's a good guy. No, they're just both guys that are trying to win some money. Mm-hmm. If you want to book it like a sports show, then you book it like a sports show. You can't give us a little bit and then you can't have it one way and then spin it the other way around. Like, it don't work. Yeah, you can have Sasha and Bianca both be good and still fight, because it's not about good guy, bad guy. It's about, I work for this company and I want the belt. I'm going to show the world I'm the best in this company. That's all that is. You don't have to be a bad guy to do that. Like, come on, WWE, get it right. It's right in front of your eyes.
But what really kills me again, and I'm like beating a dead horse with this women's tag team division. They just don't know what to do. They don't know which women to put together. And when you actually have women that are a tag team, and I'm talking like Riot Squad, hell, there ain't really many of them. I can't think of
They split up the Iconics.
Iconic, you split them up. I mean, fuck. This is just you introduced these titles, whatever, 2 years ago.
At the time, it made sense.
Introduced the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, and man, if you want what I want to see, I want to see who the women's tag team champions in NXT right now.
Ember Moon and Shotzi.
Ember Moon and the other one.
Shotzi.
Give me those two versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. That's who I have winning here. Unify the titles. Make it just an NXT thing, because you can't figure out what to do with this on the main roster. So bringing it back to this match, Nia Jax, Shayna Bazer are going to get the dub, retain the titles. I'm going with Sasha Banks taking the pin. And guys, I agree. The build with Sasha and Bianca has been pretty lackluster, in my opinion, as well. And I agree. There's nothing wrong with having a face versus face if you're going to go that route. But I mean, there's already been some miscommunication between Sasha and Bianca in recent weeks. I mean, it's right in itself, but it's just kind of stupid, in my opinion. So I'll leave it at that. Let's keep it rolling. Intercontinental Championship. Big E will defend against the new Apollo Crews. And guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't really seen what he's bringing to the table, but what I'm reading is some good stuff. So do we got a new champ coming here at Fastlane?
I don't think so. I think sorry, Dan.
No.
I like what they're doing with Apollo. They're clearly he never had anything going for him. He just had this very pearly white smile, and he's not smiling anymore. I don't think he is. There's only one promo of his that I watched. He's recognizing his background, which I already forget what it is. But yeah,
America, baby.
It's gonna be a very good matchup, and it could be the match of the night potentially. I have Big E retaining just because Big E is, I watched this 24, and he's come from it's crazy how far he has come from where he started.
From the bottom. Now
he's over here, and eventually I think he will become world champ. Unfortunately, Roman is that champ, and I don't see Big E dethroning Roman. I could see maybe Big E winning all over on the Raw side. It's very bad timing for Big E and this whatever kind of push they're trying to do. So they gave him the Intercontinental title. He'll have a long run with that. And Apollo Crews is just another spoke on the wheel.
Oh, yeah, B.A. You giving you, baby. I appreciate you. I am going to answer this question real quick. So Big E is retaining. I do agree it has potential. It has the potential of being one of the match. It has the potential of being match of the night because Big E and Apollo are both stupid athletic for their size. They are true heavyweight competitors. They really are. They're like in the makes of Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar type of build. They deserve to be in that heavyweight discussion eventually. I don't want to take anything away from Apollo Crews. He is not, the guy right now. But he's on his way up. He's figuring it out. Right now, what he has, they're giving him the time. And now he has to put the pedal to the metal. But I'm going to bring it back real quick because B.A. brought up a very interesting point where he said Big E will not dethrone Roman Reigns. And I agree. Let me just start that off. Will not. But who's to say that they can't build that going forward? Because that would be a terrific match with Big E versus Roman going at it. Just like they did with Kevin Owens. He's out of the picture now. Didn't hurt Kevin Owens at all. I'm good with it. I don't know if anybody saw last night's SmackDown. I watched the recap of it when I got home. Sami Zayn is now back in the picture against Kevin Owens. And there is a picture out there or a GIF that we tweeted out. Sami Zayn literally kicked the lights out of KO right in the mouth when he was on there, like, bah! Good night. Huh? No leg slap. Nope, just straight boot to mouth. So just like that, you had Kevin Owens take a crucial L, but a deserving loss to Roman because Roman is the hottest commodity right now.
Multiple L's.
But they didn't hurt him because he's still in the picture. And now he just brought in Sami Zayn, and now they're both going to get built back up. And we already know what they both can bring because obviously they had the best career in NXT. Those matches were undefeated. So Big E can follow that footstep. I'm sorry that I'm going on a tangent right now, but it's just how Big E can the future. There's no ceiling, is what I mean to say with Big E. He can get himself there, take the L to Roman, and still continue to be great. But like I said, Big E is winning. Apollo Crews just isn't there for me yet.
So I just want to build off Dan Go a little bit. I think that this is the right direction for Apollo Crews. He really needed a refresh, kind of, because he was kind of like a very big kind of.
Generic.
He was getting stale. Um, and he's fantastic in the ring. Big E, fantastic in the ring. I agree this could be match of the night. I have Big E retaining, but I would not mind seeing Apollo win now because he's got momentum. He's building momentum right now. And how do you keep that momentum going? You give him the Intercontinental Championship. It's perfect for characters like he has right now. And Big E doesn't lose much if he goes on to face Roman after Mania or build something like that after Mania because he has that potential.
Yeah.
So I also wouldn't be surprised to see WWE completely drop the ball, get Apollo Crews this momentum, and then never do nothing with it because that's what they always do. So I really hope if Apollo doesn't win here, maybe he wins at WrestleMania. Maybe they're just pushing it off a pay-per-view, and then we get to see Big E move on to Roman Reigns. So that's just kind of what I want to see, what I kind of think might happen.
I like your
But
booking,
yeah, I
Tim.
think Big E wins.
I like your booking, Tim. I'm going to agree with you guys. I think Big E has to retain here. But I do agree again with Tim here. If we see a title change here, I won't be mad at it.
Good time.
And I'm gonna do a quick comparison of Apollo Crews, lost in the shuffle, can't figure out what the hell to do with himself. Finally gets this opportunity and takes the bull by the reins. Or takes the
Well, you could
Grabs the
Go.
brass ring.
Yeah, grab the brass ring. Man, Apollo Crews equals Jinder Mahal. This is your opportunity to make Apollo Crews something important to the show on SmackDown. But I just don't think it's going to happen yet. I think, agree with you, Dan Go. I think he's got a lot of momentum going, but the time is not yet. But if it happens, I ain't going to be mad at it. But I'm going with Big E for the record books.
And I just want to put this on the air. Damn, we all miss Jinder Mahal. I actually thought you were gonna say compare Apollo Crews to the one and only Ahmed Johnson.
I was just going to say that.
That was where I thought you were going with that.
But Ahmed Johnson never got anything going. He was just this big brute son of a bitch.
He won the Intercontinental.
Pretty sure you're talking about the same guy we are. Apollo Crews.
Fair,
You got the,
a very fair comparison. I was comparing him to Jinder Mahal for the shock factor and the thing. Because I remember being in Mexico and seeing Jinder Mahal win that #1 contenders match on SmackDown, and I was just like, no fucking way is this really going to happen, right? And
you will remember those type of days because I remember when he won the championship, and I remember buying his damn shirt when he won the championship.
yeah,
Just
that's
to
right.
support, baby.
That's right. So this next match here on the card, I'm just going to give a little comment. It's Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. They fucked this up.
So bad.
So much potential. These guys have been putting on great match after great match, and I've been very appreciative of that, obviously. But then you just kind of announced this past Monday on Raw that Drew McIntyre is taking on Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania for the championship. Granted, Drew McIntyre is owed that title rematch, right? Because he, you know how it goes. You get 30 days or whatever to get the title.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Not anymore.
It depends what year you're looking at, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to see Drew McIntyre get the opportunity, obviously, but why not make this match, the final payoff match here, a #1 contenders match?
Yep.
That's where I think they dropped the ball. So for that reason, it's very unfortunate for my boy Sheamus. I think he should have gotten at least one win in this, but he didn't get any, and he worked his ass off to just take the L, and he's going to take another one here at Fastlane.
I really think that the announcement of the ticket sales is the reason why they announced Lashley versus Drew McIntyre this past Monday, because the tickets were supposed to go live this past Tuesday, and then they pushed it off to Friday, and they're like, wow, what matches do we have announced? We don't have anything. We just have Sasha, Edge, and I don't even know what else is announced. Obviously, the rumor is going to be Orton versus The Fiend, but if it's not announced, you ain't hyping up something for someone to buy a ticket. So I think they what they did is like, we're going to announce Lashley versus Drew at WrestleMania so that, you know, it brings in those fans. It's like, oh, maybe I want to go to WrestleMania now. Maybe I want to spend that ridiculous amount of money for 25,000 seats. Hey, I did. I'm going. So I have Drew McIntyre winning this match. I agree with Matt. It should have been the number one contenders match. The early rumor like a month ago, it was going to be a last man standing match because these guys literally were killing each other. They were so bruised up from that match that ended in a no contest. It made sense to make it a last man standing to deserve the title shot at WrestleMania. You're fighting for something. Now it's just it's the third match or the trilogy or maybe the fourth match between these guys, and it's going to be great. It's just very poor builds. Very, very terrible it's just the typical WWE way.
Lashley's got to get involved somehow, right?
Right. Maybe Sheamus wins.
So
and that's a big show.
I agree that WWE gets ahead of themselves sometimes because you have Drew McIntyre and Sheamus putting on some of the best TV matches on Raw. That they just, I don't know. I haven't gotten sick of it yet, so I don't mind seeing this again at Fastlane. Sheamus probably in the second prime of his career, if that makes sense. He's kind of like
he's back, baby.
He's back. He's putting on him and Drew McIntyre. They match up perfectly. What I wouldn't mind seeing is maybe Bobby Lashley does do something in this match or another. I think maybe they could have saved the draw for this pay-per-view because I wouldn't mind seeing Sheamus and Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley in a triple threat match at WrestleMania. So maybe they could do something like that because I think Sheamus has kind of earned that. However, in typical Sheamus fashion, his whole career, unfortunately, he's kind of the gatekeeper. He's the guy that's always there, the final boss, who's going to, put the guy over for the championship, So I have Drew McIntyre officially winning the match, but I'm hoping maybe something happens and we can get kind of like a triple threat match at WrestleMania because I think that would be even better.
So Dan, before you go, do you guys remember how this all started with Sheamus versus Drew?
They were friends. Something came out.
They were friends, and Sheamus turned on his friend because he wanted a title shot. And then fast forward a week, Drew loses the title because they finally figured out the plans for WrestleMania. So this is just like, it's a storyline that was supposed to lead to a title match at maybe Fastlane or Elimination Chamber.
Sheamus never got a shot.
Fastlane because technically he defended the title at the Chamber. And instead, here we are.
Man,
here we are. Here's where we should go. Dan, before you go, I'm sorry. I'm going to forget the stall.
Go for it.
Tim agreed should be a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Wouldn't be mad at that. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Sheamus is going to get thrown into the Battle Royal, where I would say he'd probably be a heavy favorite to win that because, again, you got to pay him off somehow for all the work he's been doing. I know. It's just life, man. It's just life. It's a business. It's not personal. It's just business. And if you're not going to put him in that and you need to put him in something that matters to pay him off for all the bullshit he's been dealing with, working his ass off for the past couple months, throw him back into a feud with Riddle for the United States Championship. We've already seen those two go at it when Riddle first came up to Raw. So you want to sell me on that match for WrestleMania? It's already been selling itself. They fought before. And if you ask who I would take, I'd go Sheamus. Sheamus should get the United States Championship.
Well done. I appreciate going last because I'm taking everybody's creative ideas and I'm putting my spin on it. I'll start off real quick with Drew McIntyre will retain. Will retain. He will win. I don't see Bobby Lashley getting involved until the very end, meaning 1, 2, 3, Drew's hands go up, and then it's the beat down. Then it's the Hurt Business coming in, putting the beat down on Drew. Getting it primed up for WrestleMania. Makes sense. Sheamus out of it. But you know what I do want? I want Sheamus to get beat up by Bobby Lashley as well. Because in typical WWE fashion back in the day, the winner of WrestleMania kicks off Monday Night Raw. It's the biggest Monday Night Raw all year. Who is that opponent? And for Bobby Lashley going into the next pay-per-view, You got to put Sheamus in that match. That's how you repay that man. You need Drew to lose to Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania? Perfect. I don't mind having Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus after WrestleMania because we all know we don't need WrestleMania. We don't need Sheamus to be at WrestleMania this year. We don't need him in the main event, I should say. He deserves it, but we don't need it. Again, I'll pull back because there's probably another podcast where I'll open up more. But Drew McIntyre has my win here.
Fair enough. So that was across the board. It looks like, right? I mean, be surprised to see Sheamus get the win, but I'm pulling for him, man. Poor guy. 2 more matches here. First one just came to light on this past Monday Night Raw. Alexa Bliss, Alexa's Playground, and she challenged Randy Orton to a match. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting an intergender singles match between Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton at Fastlane.
Are we
Show me what you got on this one.
Let me kick in right here. Let me just start off with Insider BA. If you're not following him on Twitter, you got to do it. It's _Insider BA. And we did have a tweet out here yesterday. The heavy speculation going around that Bray Wyatt will finally make his return at WWE Fastlane this Sunday night. #Insider BA. So you got to follow us for all of the rumors. With that being said, how the hell do you think this is going to end up, man? It's got to be the Fiend coming back.
It's got to be the Fiend.
Gotta be. Because I started off, I will gladly kick off my pick. Actually, I'm going to have Alexa Bliss taking the win here. And let me tell you why. It's going to start off in the ring. Bray Wyatt comes out. Randy Orton goes, chases, goes run like it's the 24/7 title on the line. Boom, there's your 10 count. There's a bonus point, I guess. Give me that. Let's go.
I'll be happy to go next. I originally had Alexa Bliss, but then discussing with Dan Go and everyone else, yes, it could be the 10 count. That's a very good way to get out of this match. I don't think the match ever starts, personally. But if it does start, I think the Fiend will show up and just, attack Orton, thus causing a disqualification. In the record books, it would show Randy Orton defeats Alexa Bliss by DQ. So I'm going to go with Randy Orton.
So I kind of agree. I'm not even sure this match really happens. Maybe the bell never rings. Maybe I have no idea. It's probably going to be very quick. I have Alexa Bliss winning because, the Fiend's going to show up. I think whatever he does is how Alexa wins. I don't know. Could go a million ways with these playground matches.
So I agree with both Timo and Insider BA. I don't think this match really even becomes a contest itself, but if it does, I'm going with Randy Orton getting the dub for the record books, whether it's by DQ, whether it's he actually drops her with an RKO. But again here, we're about to have WrestleMania with 40,000 fans, whatever it is. You've got a couple more weeks where you can really utilize that Thunderdome, that virtual crowd to really, pump the rest of this feud between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt and take it home, baby.
Pump it, baby.
Bring the noise now. Bray Wyatt will make some kind of an appearance as the Fiend or as himself. I don't know exactly how that's going to play out. So that's one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to on this
the only thing I'm looking
card
forward
itself,
to
be honest with you.
And as a Street Profits say, we want the smoke. So this is the time. Bring us the smoke, man.
Where are
Bring
they?
it.
All right.
Where are the Street Profits? Main event time, guys.
Main event time.
Main event time. We got one more match, then a couple of quick bonuses before we log off. Universal Championship on the line. Roman Reigns defends against Daniel Bryan, and as you may or may not have seen on the most recent episode of SmackDown, Edge defeated Jey Uso to now be the special ring enforcer.
Yeah.
I wish he was here for this one because I think he'd be a better ring enforcer, but
100%. I would gladly kick this off. I do want to say, I think out of this whole pay-per-view card, this match fits this pay-per-view to a T. It's perfect for Fastlane. All the matches should kind of mirror Roman versus Daniel Bryan, right? It's, the outcome, but it means something, and now you have Edge outside walking around, grabbing his what? He's so cute. Just kidding.
wow.
Roman Reigns obviously gets the dub here. It's going to be a killer match. Last night, if you missed it, Friday Night SmackDown, it ended with Roman dishing out spears like he was a waiter at a restaurant. He was, you want a dish? Bang, here's a spear. You get a spear. Everybody gets speared. Daniel Bryan took the L. Right at the end, came out the announce table. Edge even took a spear. Man, he looked great taking that spear. I can't wait for him at WrestleMania. He's going to kill it. There's going to be so much happening. This is definitely a match to keep your eyes out for.
So we know it's going to be a great match, but I just want to say WWE, they get so ahead of themselves. Like, we know it's Edge versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and they do such a good job of actually building this match, but you know the ending. You know Roman Reigns is going to win, and he's going to go face Edge. Like, I understand why they do it, but it kind of kills the match for me, like my interest in the match. Like, I'll enjoy it, but I'm not as hyped for it. So I have Roman Reigns winning, and I just wish it'll never happen, but WWE, they get so far ahead of themselves because they need ticket sales, this, that, and the matches themselves kind of suffer sometimes because of that. So Roman Reigns wins. I think it'll be a great match, but still a little disappointed that, we know who wins.
I just want to real quick. I'm sorry. So to Tim's point, bringing a triple threat match, I think that whole triple threat match for Drew could actually work more for this main event.
That's tough though. With a Rumble Royal winner, you want him to get his one-on-one.
Yeah, but think about this: Chris Benoit versus Shawn Michaels versus Triple H.
True.
WrestleMania 20. That was supposed to be Benoit versus H, and Shawn Michaels said, I ain't done with him.
To be fair, we have those same caliber guys that we had back then, with those three you just mentioned, to this type of group right now. We have the same kind of star power as they did back then, so it could work.
So I'm just going to say it's a very, very good build. Roman Reigns, it's still his kingdom, so.
Yeah, it is.
It's a no doubter. It's a no doubter across the board. Roman Reigns will retain. Edge will get involved somehow, but 1,000% agree with you on this one, Dan Go, and it would not surprise me whatsoever to see the actual WrestleMania match become a triple threat match, because Daniel Bryan, man, he's worked his ass off. He works his ass off, and he's eventually going to become a part-timer. This might be his last run, all that bullshit, So insert him into the match at WrestleMania. I ain't going to be mad at that, honestly. And for the record, I think Edge has lost some steam. He hasn't really brought the noise really since he announced that he was going to take on Roman Reigns, and that leaves us where we're at. I mean, and you can protect Edge in a one-on-one big match at a big pay-per-view. So with that, I'm going with Roman Reigns.
Let's hit the bonus points.
Quick bonus points, guys. This is simple. What match is going to open the card?
I have Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus.
Second that.
I have the Intercontinental Championship, Big E versus Apollo Crews.
And I got Riddle versus Ali. Get that shit done and started on the pay-per-view.
This is
and the main event.
I think it's across the board.
Is there a doubt?
Roman Reigns. Yeah.
So that one opening the match bonus point can literally change this whole.
Yes, the people.
Well, they have the two picks for Randy Orton.
Yeah.
That's very true.
We'll leave it at that. So that's it, guys. Fastlane predictions in the books, guys. Thank you for joining me. I'm Macho Man Matty Savage. Alongside me, Insider BA, Dan Go, and Timo. We are the SmackTalk team. This is the People's Podcast. Enjoy Fastlane. Be on the lookout for the latest Raw recap coming to you this week. Let's go.
See you later, guys.